Well, this is Shortwaves. My name's George Godfrey, and today I'm talking to Colleen Green. How are you doing?
I am pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good, yeah. So we're here to talk about music because some exciting news. You're back, and it's been a couple of years since we've heard some songs from you. And you put this tune profile picture out in February with Jon Daly. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and how that happened?
I believe he heard of me through The Best Show, which is a podcast that Tom Sharpling does. Tom Sharpling and John Worster from Superchunk. Yeah, he just kind of invited me over and said, I want to write a song with you. I have a song about internet dating because he had just gotten divorced at the time.
Right.
And I've never internet dated, but he was doing a lot of it at the time. So, yeah.
Do you feel like you have hooked up with many musicians in that way? Have you worked with anyone who you've never actually met in person?
I actually don't collaborate with people at all, pretty much. I'm kind of just off in my own little world most of the time, and most of my close friends aren't musicians or anything.
So this was the first time then, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
How did you find that experience?
At the time that he asked me, I was just a lot more confident and comfortable in my skills and abilities and ideas. So when we went into the studio, I don't know, something just happened where I wasn't afraid to say, hey, what if we added the Tinder notification sound and used it as a sample? And doing stuff like that, I guess maybe I should have tried more back in the day.
The internet makes me happy.
So maybe I'll do more collaboration in the future, but...
Maybe. Watch this space.
It helps that he's a comedian, though, too, and not a real musician.
Okay.
I didn't feel like he was going to get snobby on me or anything.
Sometimes it's very bad.
A lot of the artists that we've spoken to on the show, because we started it in lockdown as well, they've been releasing music in this ridiculous, weird year and a half that we're going through. And a lot of them haven't had a chance to play live at all in any capacity. When was the last time you managed to perform?
It was a set that I played in a record store. Played all Blink-182 covers, and I was dressed up as Rob Schneider.
Oh, nice.
So that's the last show I've ever played.
Do you miss performing live, or do you quite enjoy focusing more on the production side of things?
No, I miss playing live. I really do, because I love performing, and I definitely am getting a little antsy and ready to just go back out there, get on stage.
Yeah.
Especially with my new songs, and just get back and interact with fans again and stuff.
You started Colleen Green as a musical project back in, was it 2010?
Yeah, about that.
Were you in bands before this, or was this your first project?
I was in bands just with friends, for fun. Nothing that ever made too much noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I started Colleen Green, I guess it just kind of everything just happened so organically. What
was your first ever show like? The first time you stepped on stage?
Well, I always was in school plays and stuff like that from a very early age. So I don't know. I just like to perform, I guess, and I like to have the spotlight in a way. But I don't know, because sometimes I don't like attention. So that's kind of interesting to think about now. I've never really thought about it before, but we'll go with first time as Colleen Green.
Yeah.
I remember it was in Los Angeles in a bar, and I played 4 songs. I'm pretty sure I was there with my older brother because I didn't know anyone at the time, and I sold some tapes of Milo Goes to Compton. So in those early days, I didn't really want to perform. I just knew that it would be the best way to distribute my music and my tapes that I had put out and paid for myself.
Yeah. You mentioned there the first album, Milo Goes to Compton, and I did want to ask how much of an influence are Descendents on your music? Because obviously there's the reference there, right?
Yeah, they have influenced a lot of my ideas, I think. They influenced my desire to make music and play music, but my music itself I don't think is that influenced by early 80s SoCal punk.
No, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
But I was talking about this band the other day to someone else, and we were talking about that album in particular. And For me, it's one of those albums that goes to show that a really good rock song doesn't need to be like any more than 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. How they can fit a complete song into, like a minute 30, where some bands that I listen to today, it'll be like a 3-minute long song and I feel like they never even got to the chorus.
Yeah,
I go, wait, the song's over. They didn't even like have a bridge or anything. But the Descendents were somehow able to like cram a complete song and you didn't even notice that it was only a minute long.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I was talking to the Vaccines and they were like, oh yeah, we have this one song that's 80 seconds and not only has it got the chorus, the verse, the solo, it's also got an outro. And it's just like, well, if you can cram all that in, fair play.
Yeah, good for them.
In the early days as well, you mentioned Blink-182 before and when you were playing covers, and I mean, we've got to talk a little bit about that because you covered all of Dude Ranch back in the day, and there was the M&M's one. What is it about that band that like makes you tick?
Well, I was actually on Mark Hoppus's radio show recently, and he asked me pretty much the same question, and I was so like starstruck by just talking to him that I was kind of just like, I just think you're good. Like, my answer was awful. I just related to them so much when I was in high school because they always had a really good sense of humor. They had songs that were sentimental, but also kind of naughty. And I don't know, I feel like that's how I am too. So I guess something about me, like at a formative age, just really connected with that. And they've been with me ever since.
I mean, you said there you were pretty nervous speaking to Mark. What was it like? Because didn't he played your cover of M&M's, right?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that's got to be, you got to be pretty nervous about that, right? When you've got your cover, your version, and the artist is there like, yeah, I'm into this.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do that. It was really cool. I mean, I've like lightly been in touch with Mark for several years now, and I knew that he had heard my cover like years ago. I think Diarrhea Planet played it for him.
Okay.
And he texted my friend Casey, who was the drummer of Diarrhea Planet, and said, please tell Colleen that I dig her cover. So I knew, and that's kind of something that's been keeping me floating throughout all these years.
If I had to push you for your favorite Blink album, which one would you go for?
Dude Ranch.
Dude Ranch.
I
thought that'd be the case.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about London, because we're doing these videos with Jaguar Shoes, and you're one of the artists who's come and played at the Victoria in Dalston over the years, and I think was it like 2015 you were here?
It must have been, yeah.
Was that the first time you'd played here?
I first came to London in 2013, and then I came there every year since. Yeah, I love London. I have a good friend, Ryan Oxley, who works at Sub Pop, and he lives in London, and ever since the first time I went there, I always just stay with him, and he shows me around, and we go out together, and it's always a lot of fun. So yeah, I love London. It's great.
That was around the time you were touring the I Want to Grow Up album, and it's such a great album to start with, and like my favorite song on there is TV, and I think there's something that I can really relate to, like TV's my friend, and it's always been there for me. What was like the story behind that one when you were writing it?
Well, I have no recollection of like writing any of those songs on I Want to Grow Up. I just know that one day they existed. But I do remember spending a lot of time in my room watching TV. This was still like before cable TV was completely phased out. Yeah, I do remember sitting there staring, and then one day just suddenly like getting the idea TV is my friend, and I remember writing it down on a little like post-it or something. I was kind of like raised on TV. I was a latchkey kid and just would come home with my brother by ourselves every day after school and just like watch TV, because that's just, in that era, that generation, like that's just what you did.
Yeah.
I think I learned a lot from TV, and yeah, it made me who I am.
What do you think the biggest lesson TV's taught you then?
Oh man.
We've going in with the big questions.
I think a big lesson that TV has taught me, even in like the last several years, with the advent of reality television, even though that's supposedly real, which now we all know it's not, but like it's taught me how to be more real myself.
Sure. Watching
like, I don't know, Love and Hip Hop or something, and I don't know if you guys have that. But,
no, I don't know it.
Just like, you know, reality shows. I just am completely flabbergasted at how these people actually exist and like go through life on a day-to-day basis, like doing that. That's how you act.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just can't believe that these people are real. So I guess that's been a lesson in like what I don't want to be.
Did you find yourself just binging a load of shows during lockdown? You got any tips for us? What was good?
I got into this show called Marrying Millions, which is another reality show about like poor people who are in relationships with millionaires.
Right.
It's like awful, but you know, again, a good thing to just be drinking a margarita and like staring and occasionally being like, what? I would recommend Dave on Hulu. It's really funny, and
I feel like we've got different shows completely.
Yeah. It's like this white Jewish rapper guy, Lil Dicky, and he's funny. But I love like Come Dine With Me.
Oh yeah.
And like First Dates, and I think some British reality shows are better than American ones because I feel like they actually are real.
Yeah, that is good reality TV. Colleen, I'm going to let you go soon, but like looking ahead, what's next for you? Because there is new music on the way, right?
Yeah, I have a new album coming out in the fall. I'm not allowed to say the date quite yet, but more info will be coming really, really soon about that. Yeah, just kind of working on videos and in preparation for the new album to come out, and I'm really excited.
And so are we. Have you got any plans to come back to the UK?
No plans. I have no plans to tour just yet because I'm still kind of like, we should wait a little bit longer and just make sure. But yeah, hopefully in the future, I'd love to come back.
Well, we're going to wrap things up with the Jaguar Shoes pin-up, and this is like the headlines, just for people to get to know you, some quick-fire questions. So I'm going to ask you some. First thing that comes into your head, big sip of coffee. Okay, number one, what is your favourite cocktail?
Margarita.
First concert that you went to?
Bush and Veruca Salt.
Nice. Last concert that you went to?
I think it was Blink-182.
Well, that leads me on to the next question then. What's the best Blink song?
The best Blink song? Oh, man. Sorry, I know it's supposed to be rapid fire, but...
Well, it's not really a rapid fire question, I guess. Like, it takes some thought.
Pathetic.
Nice. What was your favourite TV show as a kid?
Well, as you can probably guess, there were a lot that I liked. Probably just like Full House.
Yeah, okay. Lastly, for the uninitiated, if someone's just getting into Colleen Green, what song should they start with?
TV, probably.
Nice. Thanks so much for your time. Honestly, it's been great chatting to you.
Thank you. Yeah, likewise.
And have a good one. See you soon.
Thanks, you too. Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Catch up with more shortwaves at jaguarshoes.com/radio, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We're at Shortwaves Radio and Victoria Dalston.